Okay, so we're just waiting a few minutes while people little by little start logging on. I want to give everyone a chance to log on.
Let me check with Yuvia because I know she was going to be on, but.
Okay, and we're recording now, so.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the event page just to make sure to see if it works.
Mine says there was an error loading your app. Might have to click on the link again.
There's a few people on, I see. I'm just going to give a couple of minutes.
I'm going to log out and log back in because mine's saying that there's an error or something wrong with it.
With what, with YouTube?
No, with the Google Hangouts.
But you seem to be recording okay.
But I'm on, okay. I don't know.
I mean, if you have to, you do what you need to do. No big deal. I'm just going to wait. Give people just a couple of minutes. I see that we have a couple of viewers, and we're live. I know that I want to take this time, as a matter of fact, to remind everyone if anybody has any comments, anything that they want to say, I want to remind them that they can go ahead and comment right there on the YouTube channel on that page, and it will pop up for us. So I want to make sure that everybody understands that they can, interact with us, and we're looking forward to hearing from everyone. So.
Okay, and I just posted a message so they can see where to place the comments. I just did a little welcome.
Great, great. So I'm just going to wait 2 more minutes because I can see people are starting to jump on. We have a couple of viewers, so I'm just going to, like I said, 2 more minutes, and then we can start. We're already recording, but we can start the official presentation. I'm actually going to grab that real quick. I'm going to comment myself. I see that you wrote, welcome, Marta.
And if you're on already, since we're waiting, you can go grab that glass of wine or
yes,
or your Shakeology or your recovery or your water.
Absolutely. I see Tina's on. I don't know, Tina, if you hear me. I know some people are on their phones. So if you're on your phone, to be honest with you, I'm trying to see how to comment from your phone. I'm not really seeing how to do that. Surely there is a way. I just haven't figured it out. I think you actually have to be signed in to be able to do that. But for sure, you can do it on your phones. Okay, so it's almost 8:05. I don't want to hold people up too long, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. And start with the presentation. Marta, can you see the screen okay?
Nope. And that's why I think mine is not working, so I might have to.
Okay.
Mine still says please stand by, and then the other one is not. It says there's an error loading your page.
Okay, so let me text someone to see if they see the screen.
I'm going to jump off and jump back on. Just
okay, that's fine, no problem.
Okay, there it goes, actually.
Yeah, it works?
Okay, I see it.
All right, perfect. Okay, maybe you have a little bit of a delay. So what I'll do is when I switch slides, I'll let you know in case, when it's your section. So first and foremost, I want to introduce myself. I'm going to jump back real quick and stop share screening because screen sharing, because I want everyone to at least see me. I want to introduce myself. I'm Francine Azel. We have Marta Herrera with us, and we have several coaches on with us, just not presenting tonight. And basically, we want to answer questions that along, every day we always get some sort of coaching questions. So that this is really the purpose of us putting together this presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and answer as many questions as I can for everybody. Marta, do you see the team screen?
I do.
Perfect. Awesome. So as I mentioned earlier, we are Team Titanium Impact, and this is basically just a coach information session. It's really just a sneak peek as to what exactly it is that we do as coaches. And so, of course, I really wanted to start with how I ended up starting with this process. And so I wanted to tell you just a little bit about me. I'm a wife. I'm a mom of 2 teenagers, Andres. My son is 17 and my daughter's 16. I have no sales experience whatsoever. My master's is actually in education, and I worked over 15 years as a teacher and as a school librarian. And this business was not even in the realm of my thoughts. But my husband, in one of those famous infomercials, saw the P90X commercial, and he bought it and conned me into doing it with him. My OCD in me did not allow me to stop, and so I continued with the program when my husband actually eventually just decided to continue going to the gym. He, P90X was something I was doing on my own. And I started seeing the results, and that's what became my motivation. So I come from a family, I want to back up just a little bit. My parents, my siblings, I come from a very unhealthy family. As a matter of fact, my father passed away just a few weeks ago from a massive heart attack. And my whole family has always been my reason to follow this business, because I really wanted to pay it forward. I saw how healthy, clean eating, nutrition, and fitness, what it can do for others. And so then I wanted to pay it forward. And so I started breaking the mold in my own family. In other words, here I came from a family of, rice and heavy cream sauces and, just very unhealthy things. Cooking, but butter was on everything, to breaking that mold for my own family, and just making, at the very beginning, just making small decisions throughout my life and throughout our nutrition. And so I really focused in on clean eating and fitness. And needless to say, it became my passion, but with my dad passing away and seeing that it was something that could have prevented, it has started this huge burning in my heart. I feel that much more passionate. And so it's something that I really try to focus on, particularly with moms, because I feel that moms are the heads of families, and we are the ones that do the groceries, and we're usually the ones that do the cooking. So that's really what I've been focused on, and my passion. My success in the last 2 years, a little bit over 2 years, I'm a Star Diamond, to build a team, and it's team, I feel like, is just such a minor word compared to what really is going on with us. We are a family. We have fun together. We get together, business or not business. Sometimes we start off with business, and then you know how that is. You just have, when you get along with the people that you work with, it's hard to even call it work. We are determined. I again found my passion. I renewed my passion even recently, obviously with the recent event. And once again, no sales, no kind of network marketing experience whatsoever. It was not even something that was in my thoughts. It honestly just happened because a friend of mine jumped in my Ragnar, which is a race that we do in Miami, or we used to do, from Key Biscayne to Key West. And one of my racers at the last minute jumped into my van, and we started talking. Turns out she was a coach. And she asked me, "Oh, are you interested in becoming a coach?" I'm like, "No, no, no. I'm a teacher. That's not something I want to do. That I just had this icky feeling." And she says, "No, no. I don't think you have the right idea. Give it a shot." I honestly did it truthfully for the discount, and I really was a discount coach for quite some time. It really took a little bit of time to, when people started asking me about my own progress, that I started really sharing and becoming a coach myself. So like I said, no network marketing experience whatsoever when I first started. I wasn't even remotely interested. And now we're going to talk a little bit about Marta.
Hi, I'm Marta Herrera, and I'm also a wife and mother of two. I have two boys. I have a son, Jason, who's 13, and Ryan, who's 11, but he's going to be 12 next week. So, just a little bit about me. I have a Bachelor of Architecture. I've been in the field of architecture for over 20 years. I've been at the same firm for that amount of time. And I mostly handle restaurant accounts. So I spearhead the Panera Bread account, and I really enjoy doing that. But I found something that I didn't think I was missing when I became a coach. I started with Beachbody in the end of February, early March, and I was in a really bad place. I had gained a lot of weight after my father passed away about 4 years ago, and then I lost a friend. And it was just a bunch of different things. You know, life just takes a toll, and I just wasn't paying attention to myself, and I was not healthy. And my family was not healthy as a result. So I one day just kind of got fed up. I only had one pair of pants that fit me to go to my architectural job, and I didn't want to go shopping for another size up. So I finally sought out some help, and I had been watching Francine for some time on Facebook. Not exactly stalking her, but I had seen her post and seen how she was so fit, and you know, she's a mom, and she has two kids, and she has a full-time job, and she has a husband, and how does she do it all? And I just, you know, I said I can't keep using the same excuses over and over again. So I got in touch with her, and I asked her, how does it work, and what is this all about? I had tried so many different fad diets and crash diets and all sorts of things, and I personally hate taking medication, so I was not going to go to a doctor and start taking diet pills because that's just not something I was interested in. Um, so when she told me about the programs, and she explained to me about the Shakeology and the 21 Day Fix and the support group, I said, let's do it. So I signed up, and that's really how I got started. I lost about 6 pounds on my first round of the 21 Day Fix. So right away, I believed in the products because I hadn't been able to lose weight in over a year. And I decided if I was going to do this, I was going to do this and go all in. And I decided to become a discount coach. I definitely did it for the discount. I wanted to keep drinking my shakes and keep doing the programs and keep losing weight and keep feeling better. But I didn't want to pay full price. So that's how I got started in coaching. And I did that in April. And then more weight started coming off. And I eventually lost about, well, I've lost now up to date, that's about 70 pounds. And so I'm a big believer in the products. I'm a big believer in the programs. And I wanted to also share the opportunity with other people. And people were asking me when they would see me, what is it you're doing? Oh my God, you've lost so much weight. And so that's how it kind of started for me. I'm now a diamond coach. I've been a diamond coach for a little bit over, I think, 3 or 4 months. And I also don't have any network marketing experience at all. But I was posting about my progress because really I did it more for the accountability. Once I put it out there on Facebook and on Instagram, and I shared with my friends and my family what I was doing, I felt like that was the accountability that I needed. Um, if I was telling everybody to eat healthier and do their workouts as a coach, I was going to have to do that myself. And so I felt that that was the way for me to really stick to something long term. And that's what I think really helped me with my my own health journey so far. And I'm loving every minute of it. I don't even know where to start. I mean, there's so much that I'm so thankful for. This program has been amazing, and you know, a big part of it was reaching out to Francine. I trusted her. I've known her since college. She is my sorority sister because sisterhood is forever, and really, I think you know, we found each other again for a reason, and now I'm just really thankful to be able to share the opportunity with other people and help them on their own journey. So that's about me.
Perfect. So let's talk a little bit about what is a coach, Marta.
Okay, so what is a coach? So a coach is me and Francine. We're not fitness experts or nutritionists. We don't necessarily have our goal body. Personally, I'm still a work in progress. I know Francine feels the same way, even though she looks amazing. We're normal people. We have flaws and we make mistakes. We're people who just want to be healthy and succeed. We want to make progress. It's not about perfection. We're dedicated to helping others, and we're motivated and we're driven. We're a product of the product. Basically, we drink our Shakeology. We work out every day because we can't have our oh wow, my battery.
That's okay. I think I'll take over while she regains her battery. But going back to being product of the product, Shakeology and working out every day is something that we do, right? We're trying to teach others to be healthy, to be live a healthy life. And it's not that you have to necessarily do a Beachbody program, although that does help because you want to recommend, be able to have firsthand knowledge in our programs. But we have plenty of personal coaches that work out in gyms, and they may or may not are working using a Beachbody product. So I don't want anyone to ever think that all of a sudden you have to have this inventory and you've got to do every single, you know, program out there. I do as many as I can just because I get all excited, and I really try to preview a lot of them before I ever recommend them. This is not about shoving a product to someone's face, in someone's face. Really, to me, this business is about building relationships. At the end of the day, whether you are a marathon runner and you've run several marathons and somebody's going to do it for the first time, of course they're going to ask you advice because you've done it a few times. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're certified in it or that, you know, you have a degree in it, but you definitely can give some insight. I feel the same way about any kind of job, whether you're a coach, whether you're, you know, a seasoned teacher. When you're seasoned in something, people are going to turn to you and ask for your advice. And the first thing that happens, however, before that is you build that relationship and you build that trust. And that's really something that we really strive on, is building relationships. And I think that that's why it's so hard to call this work, because we've built those relationships in such a way that that our team has really become a family. And then, of course, we lead by example. Like I said, being the proof that the product works. As you can see, I probably don't even have to say motivated and driven. We are on a mission, guys. We're here to end obesity, and it feels like such a huge task, right? There's billions of people that are overweight, that we and when you look at that number, especially in the United States, several million, It's daunting. It seems impossible. But when you have a team of people that have done it themselves, have worked on their own health, and are ready to pay it forward and help other families, then it doesn't seem so big, because now you have hundreds of coaches on your side trying to tackle that mission of ending obesity. So that's basically what a coach does. Now, this is something that I'm asked at least once a day. What is it that you do? Do you go work out with somebody? Do you just how do you run something online? So basically what a coach does is we run online fitness and support groups. What does that mean? Sometimes we use Facebook, and it's not mandatory to use Facebook. You use what you're comfortable with. Like I said, we have several coaches that are personal trainers. They train in a gym. So their groups obviously are a little bit different. They even do a lot of our programs live. So that's a little bit different. But most coaches run online fitness and support groups. Sometimes it's through a private Facebook page. We now have a beautiful app that hopefully many of you have been able to experience, where your coach every day logs in, maybe gives you a motivational tip, or maybe a little recipe or menus, and then everybody can check in on that app every day. And it's something that we check in every single day to make sure, because the number one difficulty with any kind of program, and I was just having a conversation with somebody, is accountability. We all need, and I should say once, but sometimes we don't want it that bad. But we all need accountability. Every single one of us, whether you are a customer or a coach, we need accountability. So those online fitness and support groups are vital. Our daily activities are vital behaviors. As I said earlier, we are proof that the product works. But the most important vital behavior for a coach is personal development. Whether you are trying to lose weight, whether you are, training for a marathon, whatever it is that you're doing, we really strongly believe that your head needs to be there and your body will follow. And so every single day we spend a minimum, Monday through Sunday, a minimum of 10 minutes a day on personal development. What that personal development is completely up to you. Of course, we recommend, different books to each other, and sometimes we even hold entire meetings just on something that we read. You'll probably even see some of us post about things that we're reading, but personal development is huge. Obviously, proof of the product works, and then of course, paying it forward, right? Because whether we've had a transformation, whether we're still in our journey and we have a long way to go, it doesn't matter where you are along your journey, you are paying it forward and bringing someone along with you. And so we're inviting, and that's also a vital behavior. Hopefully along the way, it's not, since we don't focus on perfection, since we don't focus on having the perfect body, instead we're focusing on the actual journey, and that includes struggles. Hopefully along the way, we are inspiring others to go along the journey with us. We provide motivation. We are your cheerleaders. And then, of course, we help our team. So as I mentioned earlier, this is Team Titanium Impact. And I have a team of several coaches on my downline. And, of course, I'm going to provide support. This is not my business. This is my team. And so if they succeed, I succeed. If I succeed, they succeed. And so we pull each other and support and help each other. Anything else? Other questions I've been asked? We do set our own hours. Everyone's different. We have people that just can do an hour a day, and they just want to, just enough to cover their cost for Shakeology. Some people want to, make just a few $100 a month. Some people do it as a hobby, some as a part-time, some as a full-time. So there is no set criteria for a coach and how much time they set. Okay, so here's the big question. How is it that you earn money? And the first one I put is probably the one that makes the least amount of money. And it's not that you don't make money, it's just that you quickly realize that selling, if you think you're going to get into this and you need to sell and that's where you're going to make the money, then this may not be for you. And I'll explain in just a minute. So we do get 25% commission for everything that's sold through our site, right? The moment you become a coach, everyone gets a site. Anything that's sold from that site, you get a 25% commission. You also get a particular commission, and that varies depending on the package, on challenge pack sales. So commission, yes, that is a small part of how we make money. However, the majority of our make money is through our incentive programs. We have things like team cycle bonuses. As I mentioned earlier, we're part of a team. And so we get a bonus depending on how many points we get together as a team. And it's a consistent cycle where you get bonuses. We get matching bonuses. So anytime my personal sponsored coaches are able to receive their bonus, I get a bonus just for them getting a bonus. And that's the same with my coaches and their downline. You also get quarterly star diamond bonuses. I'm sure you've heard many times our titles. Some people say they're star diamond, 2-star, 5-star. Basically, those are just different ranks, different ways to gauge where you are in the company. And the company provides a bonus based on their profit for that quarter. And so that's really where the majority, all these bonuses, where a lot of the money comes from in terms of your income. And then, of course, we receive 25% discount on any of our products, which is a nice plus. Okay, so some misconceptions. This is my favorite part, and many of you may or may not have seen some of my posts. So I'm going to go through some of them. I have to be super fit and have a major beach body. That cannot be further from the truth. Marta became a coach within just a month or two of her starting her journey. She wanted to lose 80 pounds by the end of the year. You can just imagine in the beginning, she felt like she had a very long road ahead of her. So needless to say, she didn't have, quote unquote, the beach body. She hadn't even reached her goal. But I feel that she's been so successful because everyone has been watching her. And there are some times that you have to take a step back and then 2 steps forward. But super fit beach body, no. As a matter of fact, I really feel that when you're true to your journey, that's when you're most successful. You do not have to be a nutrition expert. I have to have lots of time to be a coach. Like I said, there's a place for everyone. Some people only want to make enough to cover their Shakeology costs. So they maybe just put an hour to, a week. So everyone's different. Some people want this to replace their full-time salary. I am fortunate enough that I'll be retiring at the end of this year. So, and that's something I worked hard for, but there's from discount coach to part-time to hobby to full-time. There's something for everyone. I have to know a lot of people and love being on Facebook. So here the truth comes out. I can't stand Facebook. I know it seems like I'm always on there, and that was a huge, huge difficulty for me. I guess the way I can describe it is I've gotten used to, I've gotten comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that doesn't mean that Facebook is the one thing that makes me uncomfortable. Believe it or not, I'm actually very comfortable with it now. But I started off with just a handful of friends. And little by little, if you put aside the money or the business and you really are just focused on just building those relationships, little by little, that grows. Now, there are plenty of people on my team that don't use Facebook at all. There are some people that just use Snapchat. Some people use Instagram. Some people are more the one-to-one type of coach. So it's not necessarily on Facebook. I have to carry inventory of products in my home. Absolutely not. No products, no money. You are not responsible for any of that. Everything goes through Beachbody headquarters. I have to love working out and posting sweaty, half-naked selfies. Guys, that cannot be further from the truth. What do you think, Marta?
Yeah, no. Maybe the half-naked part, I don't know, but no.
I have to sell. Another major misconception. What you have to do is, for me, if there was a have to, for me in this business, you have to build relationships. The moment I cannot tell you how many people have come from sales jobs and have become a coach and they're not successful because they attack it like they need to sell it. That's not what we're doing. We have a mission. It's something that's close to our heart. And the only way we're going to do that is through building those relationships. So selling could not be further from the truth. I have to know something about running a business and marketing. Guys, I got a master's in education. I knew nothing about running a business, definitely nothing about marketing, as I'm sure you've seen some of my posts. I am just real. What you see is what you get. And honestly, I think that that's what attracts people. And that's what helps people start trusting you and building that relationship once again. This is a pyramid scheme. That is my absolute, I love it when people tell me that. First of all, aside from the fact that pyramid scheme is illegal, I do want to spend just a little bit of time on that because back in, I don't even remember how long, pyramid schemes were basically companies that built based on what the person on top of you was doing. In other words, I could never make more than than my upline. And I cannot tell you how many times, we've already proved it 100 times within our team. Several of our team members don't even have an upline. For whatever the reason, their upline either canceled, they moved away to another country. For whatever reason, they've lost any upline whatsoever, and they are making, well, I'm not going to start talking about specific income, but let's just say that they have retired themselves and their spouses. This is a get-rich-quick program. And at this point, I'd like to tell you that if you think this is a get-rich-quick program, you really want to look at something else. This is not for you. I know some companies, that's what their big thing is, their big sell, you're going to get rich quick. This is you work hard if this is what you want to do as a full-time business. So for example, me, I wanted this to take, to replace my full-time income. And I work a lot. I work several hours every day, even though I work a separate part-time job that as I mentioned earlier, that I'll be retiring at the end of the year. But this is something that I work very hard on. My customers mean everything to me. It means way more than any goals I've ever posed for myself. Marta's a perfect example. Everyone in my school knows who Marta is, and most people aren't even on Facebook. But they know because I'm jumping up and down. The moment she told me she lost 70 pounds, everybody knew about it, whether they knew Marta or not. So going back to getting rich quick program, no, that's not what this is. Can you make really good money? Without a doubt. But this is not one of those get rich quick programs. We're getting towards the end of our presentation. This is our team. We've got all kinds. We have teachers, we have stay-at-home moms, dads, we've got doctors, we have nutritionists, fit families are on their journey, motivated. We have students, we've got attorneys, we've got moms, obviously. What we have is a support system. We cry a lot together, we laugh a lot together. We joke around. We're constantly having dinner together. Any excuse that we can get, we get together. And that's something that I really want to really emphasize. And so now what? So within the next 24 hours, whoever invited you is going to follow up and ask, what is it that you liked about this presentation? And please, we want your complete and honest feedback. Whether this is something for you or not, please don't feel that this is something that we're trying to shove down your throat. Just the opposite. We are not here to convince you. If you feel a passion or you feel that this can fit in your life and you want to know a little bit more, please, by all means, let us know. But if this is not something that you want to do and it feels like we're trying to convince you, I ask to please perhaps wait before you do this until you feel that passion, or maybe this is just not for you and you want to look at something else. Another question you're going to be asked, does Team Beachbody feel like a fit that could help you achieve goals? And so that's something your coach is going to ask you. And if so, which option appeals to you? Would you like to be a hobby coach? Would you like to be a part-time coach, a full-time, somewhere in between any of those? Those are the questions that you're going to be asked by your coach. The only thing I want you to just open your mind and picture what your ultimate dream is. Some people are already in their dream jobs. Some people can never see themselves. They smile on Sunday nights when they're getting their clothes ready for Monday. And on Monday morning, they're whistling in their car. Why? Because they love what they do. That perhaps at some point in their lives was their dream. But unfortunately, I have come across way too many people that, are dreading Sunday morning. They're already in a bad mood. Needless to say, Monday morning, they're already counting down the days for the weekend. And so I ask you, dream, if money was not if it was not an option or an obstacle, if that was not something to consider, and you can just give yourself some time to sit back and think, what is it that I want long term? What is my big dream? Is it to retire yourself? Is it to maybe retire your husband? Maybe you want to live in a different city. Maybe you've always dreamed of having that little coastal cottage, in the Carolinas. Whatever it is, I want you to allow yourself to dream. Maybe Beachbody is one of those things that's going to help you fulfill that dream, or maybe it's not. Regardless, I want you to go there. That's one thing that like I mentioned earlier, personal development is probably the biggest thing in our business, and something that we really try to encourage and push, because we feel, unfortunately, that too many people have settled in their lives. And I first one, guilty. I was a teacher. I used to love it. I was passionate about it. And little by little, the bureaucracy got to it, and I started realizing I was doing more paperwork than really helping children, and I lost that passion. I no longer was looking forward through, in August, of all my little color-coded organization systems, and and sitting next to Johnny, and that first time that he read, his first word, those things, it started losing its passion in me. And so I started thinking, okay, well, what else can I do? And like I mentioned earlier, I did not go into this business, never in my wildest dreams did I think I was going to build this huge, this huge team, and that I was going to replace my income. That was not even in the realm of my even a possibility. And it just started. I honestly started as a hobby, as a discount, and then I did it as a hobby, and then I started seeing the potential. And then I was allowing myself to dream, and next thing you know, oh my God, I can actually retire. And so now I'm thinking, what's my next dream? That actually is a difficult thing to do, is to dream what your next dream is, to dream big. What do you think, Marta? How did it work? How is it working for you?
Well, I wanted to tell you guys a story, and I was going to post this earlier today, but I didn't get around to it. But lately, everybody that I run into, what I get asked, well, what the first thing that they say is, "Oh my God, you're a different person," and I get that all the time now. And at first, I used to get kind of, I don't know, uncomfortable with that, because I kept saying, oh, I'm the same person. I'm me. It's just I've lost 70 pounds. But really, in reality, I am a little bit of a different person. I'm definitely more positive, and I've learned the power of positivity and how it can affect other people. And that's one of the things that I really love the most about coaching, is that I have such a positive impact on other people's lives. And I didn't have that before in my own 9 to 5. And that was the thing that I think was missing. So now when people tell me, oh my God, you're a different person, now I think, yeah, you know what? I'm a better person.
I know that yesterday was Transformation Tuesday, and I was having a conversation with a coworker. Transformation doesn't necessarily mean your physical transformation. I think that even your mind tends to transform, and then your body follows. So, to a certain degree, Marta, even though you're still Marta Herrera, I think your mind did have to change. I think there was a transformation in your mind, and even you as a being, and your outlook on life.
Absolutely. And the fact that I set a goal and I was, and I was able to achieve it. I mean, to some degree, I mean, I'm still, I'm still looking at that next 10 pounds that I got to lose. But I mean, the fact that when I started in March, I was very skeptical, and I didn't know. I mean, I thought, maybe I'll lose 10 pounds, maybe I'll lose 15, and then I'll gain it all back like last time, But the fact that I've been able to get there, and I continue to improve and to get stronger, and all of that has really that I'm definitely more positive. How could I not be? I mean, I've been able to achieve all of this, and
I think that along your journey, you've been able to share with others, and I think that that's the connection that you make. On our YouTube channel right now, I'm seeing some people comment. For example, someone says, how can I begin to share? I don't have much interaction with people during the day. Living in an area that is primarily a tourist area, people come and go. And it's funny, I usually get the opposite question. We just met somebody that lives, I can't remember the name of the town right now, but like population of like 5. And that person is killing it. I'm talking about bringing more income than I could ever dream of. And she does it 100% through Facebook with people she doesn't even know. So little by little, she started finding friends of friends. And I'm not going to lie to you, I started with my family. I practiced with my family. And I told them straight out, listen, can I practice on you? Because I want to make sure that I really am able to develop my story, because we all have a story, whether we think we do or not. And I remember saying, I don't have any kind of story. I've been blessed my whole life. Everybody has a story. It may not be this, tragic story or anything, but at the end of the day, how did you get to where you are right now? Why is this even a possibility for you? And once you develop that story, yes, you can have one-to-one conversations. You could use Facebook, whatever social media you are more comfortable with. Start having conversations. Do not even mention Beachbody. This is again, building a relationship with others, and that's something that we really strive. Did I miss anything, Marta? I want to make sure I didn't.
No, I know what Yuvia's talking about, because she lives in the Keys. So
yes,
she's and that's a very touristy area. But I one of my first challenge groups that I had, I actually had met on Facebook from Canada, of all places, and she was in my first few challenge groups. And so, living in a remote area doesn't necessarily limit you, like she was saying. There's a lot of
beauty of online. That's the beauty of social media.
And that's one of the parts that I love, is I love meeting people from all sorts of different,
all over the place.
All over the place.
I just made a friend in Egypt a few days ago. And it's so cool how somebody on the other side of our world, we can make connections. So I would like, unless there was something that you wanted to add, Marta, I wanted to invite, if there are any more questions or comments, please. I'm going to just wait a couple more seconds before we close it. I don't want to, I know there's a lot of people that probably have to get kids to beds and whatnot, so I don't want to over...
so I think she's watching it not live anymore.
Okay.
So.
All right. Is there anything that you wanted to add?
No. Well, I wanted to add that I'm sorry about earlier. I had a little bit of a computer problem. After I said that we were not perfect and that we make mistakes, I proved it. So.
Exactly. That's what happens. Absolutely. All right. So I want to wish everyone a beautiful evening. If we, for whatever reason, do not get to talk before next week, I want to wish everyone a blessed Thanksgiving. And just a little note while you're dreaming. not only do I hope that you all dream big, go to your families, enjoy every second with them, kiss them, hug them, linger in that hug for a little bit longer. Life is so precious, and that's honestly, right? We want to make sure that we prolong a healthy life, not only for ourselves, for our children, and for our families. So that's what I leave for you for this Thanksgiving. Look, whether it's a gloomy day or a beautiful day like it was today, look up, be grateful, count your blessings, and then hug your family as long as you can. Good night, everyone. I wish everyone a beautiful evening. Good night, Marta.
Bye.